Dolphins fans, welcome to Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott. On today's show, we're going to be getting into a Dolphins mailbag, answering your questions live here on Dolphins Today. We begin with Gerald Stokes, $5 Super Chat. We appreciate Gerald Super Chat to get on the show. Do you think our injuries at corner is changing the blitz packages? Yeah, it's possible. You got Nick Needham out. Byron Jones has not come back. We'll talk about him a little bit later on in the show, I think. You saw Brandon Jones on those safety blitz packages doing a lot of damage, including Mac Jones in week 1. We haven't seen them really pressure the quarterback well at all. In fact, the Dolphins rank in the bottom half of the league right now in sacks. So, yeah, I absolutely agree, Gerald. That's a good observation. John Ruiz. Sign offensive lineman like a left guard and sign a cornerback and sign a safety and sign a massive contract to Jeff Wilson Jr. I'll say this, John Ruiz. You'd be the most aggressive GM in football. You need to consider a career in that. Sign offensive lineman. Robert Jones looked okay, not great at left guard. We'll see if they stick with him. I'll tell you what, when Eichenberg comes back, I don't want to see him at left guard. Sign a corner. We'll talk about one a little bit later on today's show. Sign a safety. I think they're okay at safety. I really do. They have Eric Rowe. They have McKinley that they're keep bringing off the practice squad. Fagellum hopefully back soon, healthy. And then you said earlier, John Ruiz, that you wanted to sign Jeff Wilson Jr. to a 10-year contract. I don't know about 10 years, but if he has a productive rest of the season, I'm all for locking him up, having him be the franchise RB. Chris Woodby, we appreciate the $2 Super Chat. Thank you, sir. Guys, use hashtag Dolphins to ask a question or Super Chat to ask a question. Fear the Kilt, use hashtag Dolphins, and wants to know, what is the scoop on Byron Jones? So Mike McDaniel was asked about this at his Wednesday press conference and said he would not rule out Byron Jones returning. I think a lot of Dolphins fans looked at that as positive news. Personally, I looked at that as no news. We still don't have much of an update on Jones. You know, it's possible he just keeps having these setbacks, but gosh, it'd be huge for this team. I mean, I look at the bye week, right? The bye week's coming up after this week. Maybe after the bye week, he'll return. That's best case scenario. Canine Elite. Any shot Miami is in the mix for OBJ. Good to see you again, Canine Elite. No, because just other teams have been linked. The Cowboys have been linked a lot. The Ravens, the Bills, even the Rams still kind of. Here's what we did last season with the Rams. I mean, he proved that he's still a really good player. A lot of people thought he was washed up in Cleveland. He gets away from Baker Mayfield and becomes OBJ again. 7 touchdowns in 12 games, nearly 600 yards. I've said it before. I've said it again. I don't think the Rams win the Super Bowl without this guy. But he did tear his ACL in the Super Bowl. He's very close to being 100% able to play again. Now, here's why he might sign with the Dolphins, or why the Dolphins might insert themselves in the mix. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, Chris Greer is a home run hitter. Right? He's a guy that if there's a big player up for grabs here, he's going to throw his hat in the ring. Bradley Chubb's obviously a little bit different because he's a bigger need, but you know what I'm saying with Chris Greer being the home run hitter that he is as a GM. That's number one. Number two, the Dolphins are a playoff team, potential Super Bowl contender. They're going to be look, OBJ is the best free agent left. So when you combine those two factors, Dolphins hopefully a Super Bowl contender, OBJ the best free agent left, then maybe they'll make it work. You also don't really have a wide receiver that's submerged as a third wide receiver because Cedrick Wilson hasn't been good. But guys, where do you think OBJ is going to sign? I don't think it's going to be Miami. Right now it's looking like Dallas. You heard CeeDee Lamb. You heard a couple other guys recruiting him this week. Let me know where you think he signs down in the comment section. I bet you we know something in the next week or two. Fins up. Will X-Man start the INT show this week? I hope so, man. He's actually in my players to watch when we get to our preview here in a second, but I hope so. X has not been as productive this year. I would love an interception to turn his season around a little bit. Mr. Buttflakes, what's up? Should we get rid of Josh the Trash Can Boyer? I'll tell you what, man. When you look at how the defense has performed this year, the defense has been absolutely abysmal. They rank in the bottom half of pretty much every single statistical category. When you're talking about a possible guy to replace Josh Boyer if you fire him, which I'm not saying fire him right now. I'm not saying fire him mid-season. But if this level of inconsistency remains throughout the season, especially on the road, then yeah, I think they should fire him. We'll get to a name that I think they should hire here in a second, potentially. First, I want to tell you about this great deal over at BetUS. If you go to that link, chatsports.com/bet, and use that promo code, you are going to get a 125% deposit bonus. You're also going to get a free jersey. Yes, we have brought back the free jersey deal because the Dolphins are on a win streak. That is the link. That's the promo code. Sign up, deposit at least $100. Get that deposit bonus, make your first bet, and then email a screenshot of your bet slip and your account number to that email right there, jersey@chatsports.com, and you'll get to pick from a Tua Tagovailoa jersey and a Tyreek Hill jersey. Let us know the size. Let us know the color. Let us know all the necessary information. Jersey@chatsports.com. Go and email them for more information. Brody fans, what's up? Who should we target if we fire Josh Boyer? Well, that last question was about firing Boyer. So yeah, I'm gonna throw out a name here. Maybe Matt House from LSU is a guy that you look at here. Matt House was the linebackers coach with the Kansas City Chiefs prior to this season with LSU. He's gone to LSU. He's been a part of kind of rebuilding that defense. And LSU right now is a top 10 team, just beat Bama. Their defense has been stellar here the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, I really like the possibility of hiring Matt House. Now, would he leave LSU after 1 year? Probably not. I mean, he's got a good thing going over there in Baton Rouge. He might parlay that into a college head coaching job. But what I'm looking at when I'm talking about hiring college coaches, whether it be for the head coaching position or the assistant coach position, here's what I'm looking at. Have they coached in the league before? Because if not, they might not want to go back. Or they might not want to go to the NFL, but they might want to go back. Matt House has coached in the NFL a few years with the Kansas City Chiefs, so I think it's possible. Will Josh Boyer be fired? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. After the season, maybe. After the season, maybe. Not mid-season. Finzaholic Show, we appreciate you. By Batman. I broke news on Chubbs 45 minutes before Byron after bye. Yeah, I hope so, man. Shout out to you breaking that news. Well, we were live on here talking about it as well. Thank you for the super chat. I'm with you. I hope Byron Jones can return after the bye week. I think it's possible. If not, he's probably not coming back this year. Fear the kill. Fear the kill. Shout out to you. $2 super chat. We love you, Fear the Kilt. He is a super chat Hall of Famer watching over there in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. And we talked about established tiles. He is actually Lord Campbell now. So you can become a Lord Lady today as well. EstablishedTiles.com/chat, promo code chat. Wendell and Witt. Could the Dolphins run a 3 wide receiver set? Also put Gesicki on the outside and spread the defense out. Wouldn't Miami have mismatches that Tua Tagovailoa can throw to? I'm with you. I mean, Gesicki even said in the offseason he played more of receiver last year than tight end. Mike McDaniels made him more of a true tight end. So, yeah, I wouldn't be against that at all, but he's certainly a pretty big red zone target. But he can't really block as a tight end. As a tight end need to block. So, yeah, maybe Wendell and Witt. Send that to Frank Smith, the OC. Send it to Mike McDaniel as well. Batman. What's up with Cedrick Wilson? He's been a ghost so far, and that's why I didn't really shut down the idea of bringing in OBJ earlier, because you don't really have a third wide receiver. I think Scherf's been good, but man, if you have as your top 3 receivers, Tyreek, Jalen, and OBJ, good luck stopping that offense. But Cedrick Wilson's been disappointing, man. I don't really know what's going on there. Pete, $5 super chat. Thanks for supporting the show, my friend. We appreciate Pete Benedict's for supporting the show. Dusty Bun. Are you a Stranger Things fan? You know that reference. Turn around, show me what you see. I love that song. Never Ending Story. Shout out Stranger Things 3, the best season of Stranger Things, by the way. Should we convince Joe Haden to come out of retirement? Yeah, he's a guy we've talked about a little bit. He retired a few weeks ago, but before he retired, the Dolphins were linked to him. Actually, his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, was on television and was asked about that possibility of Haden coming to Miami, and he said, well, an injury to Howard or Needham or a Jones setback would change things. Right now he's not a great fit, but that would change things. Well, guess what's happened? A setback to Jones and an injury, season-ending injury, Nick Needham. So, yeah, I say call Joe Haden. Even though Cater Co. has been great. Do you want to sign Joe Haden? Type S for sign or type P for pass. I think he'd be open to coming out of retirement for a championship contender. He definitely wouldn't go back to his old team, the Steelers, but maybe the Dolphins. Type S for sign or type P for pass. Blake Carter, what are your thoughts? Why we struggle so much on the road? Ask Josh Boyer, man. We have the worst road defense in the league, giving up 32 points per game. That ranks dead last in the NFL. Road defense. It's ridiculous. Luckily, they did win the 2 games, though, on the road in Detroit and Chicago. Barely, but a win is a win in this league. Carter Reimer, who could replace Jason Sanders? Thank you for asking this question, Carter. Jason Sanders got to go. Jason Sanders has got to go. He's been a bottom 5 kicker in the league. I mean, he just has not been very good. He missed a 29-yard field goal last week. The guy I'm looking at here is Cole Murphy. He is out there and available. He's a free agent, and he was the best kicker in the USFL. Made a 60-plus yard field goal in the USFL. He actually has worked out for the Dallas Cowboys and some other teams. Cole Murphy, I would say, maybe look at him. Michael Turner. Is this the first time we've had a franchise running back since Ricky Williams? Yeah, I mean, Jay Ajayi was pretty good, dude. I know it was like a short-lived thing with him, but the J train was rolling, dude. It's too early. I like Jeff Wilson. I mean, I was saying before the game last week that he's better than Mostert and should be RB1, and some of y'all clown me. But yeah, I really like Jeff Wilson, but it's too early to say if he's a franchise back. Guys, go down, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. Go into that big red sub button. You can follow me on Twitter at WillScott44. Get in my DMs. Ask me a question if you were not able to get a question in on the mailbag. Also on IG at Willie Finns. Go and follow me on social media.